take this opportunity to welcome you all to the third day of 1 week Atal FDP titled Role of Generative AI and its Applications in Today's Era. In this journey of 1 week of exceptional learning, today for the sessions 5, with immense pleasure, I would like to extend warm welcome to our resource person, Miss Pooja Dubey. Thank you, ma'am, for your presence and for giving us this opportunity to learn from your expertise. Before we start, I would like to introduce Ms. Pooja Dubey to all the participants. Ma'am is a learning and development consultant and the co-founder of Telmont Consulting Services LLP, a decade-old organization that specializes in L&D consulting and services. Ma'am has worked with 100 plus organizations and trained more than 5,000 plus professionals and students in various areas of development, including communication, technology, organizational skills, and functional skills. She wears multiple hats as a professional. She is a trainer, facilitator, coach, NLP practitioner, Belbin certified accessor, psychometric counselor, psychologist, data analyst, instructional designer, and writer. To her credit are authorship of amazing books and stories that are available on Amazon and Flipkart. Ma'am is known for using practical training methods and designing learning activities and games for reinforced learning in corporate. In prompt engineering, she has trained employees from a dozen organizations. She has practical hands-on experience in the application of ChatGPT and other AI tools like Claude AI, Gemini, and many more. A very warm welcome, ma'am. It's a privilege to have you on board with us. With no much ado, I request Ms. Pooja Dubey to take over the session.
Um, Thank you very much, Shobha, for the wonderful introduction. And I'm very delighted to be here and get a chance to, talk about prompt engineering. Since the boom of AI, there has been a lot of changes that I've seen happening in the corporate world, and learning how AI works, how it can be used in the corporate world, even in the universities, has become very essential nowadays. So this is, I always like to be interactive in my sessions, and I would like all of you to participate and be active. So first thing I would request you to do is just let me know if from everyone is aware of ChatGPT or used it. You can type in the chat box. If you're just aware, then write A. If you have used it, then write U. Or if you're not aware, then you can just write U. UN, unaware. Okay. Used. Okay. Cool. So most of you have used ChatGPT, which is amazing. There are many AI tools, but ChatGPT was, like, you could say, it's the father, the first one to come and create the buzz. For those who are just aware, I will give you a brief introduction. We'll do some little activity. Uh, do you know what is, have you ever heard of the term prompt engineering? Type Y if you have heard, and N for no if you haven't. Okay, great. So most of you are saying yes. So that makes my work easy. So I don't have to explain you what's prompt engineering. So I'll just share my presentation and let me know when you can see. So it would be great if you can keep your chat GPT window at least open, so that anything that I'm talking about, you can instantly try it and see how it works. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible, ma'am.
Okay, great. So we are going to talk about how we can use chat GPT kind of tools like prompt engineering for HR. Since we are talking about HR, I would like to first understand why do you think HR needs to use AI? Do you think HR AI can be very useful for HR? If yes, then why? And if not, then why not? You can type it in the chat box. What are your thoughts about HR? What's the primary job of HR? Let's understand that first. And then we can understand how ChatGPT or any other AI tool can be used by an HR professional. So, what does an HR do? Recruitment, correct. Shortlisting, perfect. Managing human resource, empowering the resources, great. Assessments, great. So there are a lot of things that HRs do. Are any of you in the HR space? Facilitate, perfect. Or you're from mostly from teaching background, or do we have HR professionals also here?
Ma'am, we all are from teaching background. We are faculties or research scholars or postgraduate students, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah, just wanted to know if there is anyone from HR. Even in universities, you must be hiring, so there could be a person who could be involved in that. Correct. So HR has lot of things to do actually, and lot of these things are related to documentation. For everything, they have to create a document, whether it's a job description or it is a something like a policy statement. If you notice, everything requires some other form of content. That is why AI can become a good friend, or you could say a great assistant when we need to create content as an HR professional. Now, if I have to say, talk about the HR job in a layman terms, I would say HR is like HR job is like marriage. So, would you agree with that? If I say HR job is like a marriage, so what do we do when we marry? First, we take good, beautiful pictures of ours and post it on some kind of a platform, shadi.com. So why we do that? Because we want to attract people. So the first job that HR does is attract candidates. We do that in marriage. Once we have all that fixed, then what do we do next? Once we have our picture ready, then we look at other pictures, we talk to their family, we talk to the guy or a girl, and we try to understand how they are, and then we find the best suitor for us. So we do the selection. HR also does that. You have so many candidates, HR is going to ask you a hell lot of questions. So where do you belong to, and what have you studied, about family, about culture, what do you understand, and then they make a selection. Once the selection is done, then HR is going to confirm you that you are appointed and a selection has happened and you will finalize. So what do we do in marriage? We finalize and we finally decide the date. Okay, this is the day we are going to get married, and all the terms and conditions are ready. In this city we are going to marry, these many people we are going to call. Then comes the day of marriage, where you get an entry into a new world, where you go to a new family. Especially it applies to women. We go to a new family, and when you go to a new family, we need a lot of support. So sometimes our relatives, our mother-in-law, father-in-law, or our niece, or anyone, they're there to support and guide us. Similar thing HR does. HR's job is to support you so that you can adjust well in the company. And the last thing, which no company wants to do, and no person who's getting married also wants to do is exit. So you have those terms and conditions, like you at the time of exit, we are going to divide things. So I would not like to talk much about it when it comes to marriage, but yes, definitely in HR space, you have an exit clause, so you create a checklist. Okay, these are the things I'm going to do when the person exits. You have to complete some formalities, you have to announce, you have to give experience certificate, all that formality happens. This is a typical journey of HR. So if you have to understand what all things are important here, you just understand it's good as like a marriage, and in the same way HR needs to understand people in the company, and the journey is more of an emotional thing. So here it is. First, you attract candidates. How do you attract candidates? You have to create some requirement, you have to post it somewhere, create a good employer brand. Have you ever seen those kind of ads where they showcase, okay, it's the employer of the year, or these many employees are happy with our company, they showcase the smiling faces of their employees. All these efforts are to attract candidates, and then they do selection. So what they are going to do in the selection, they are going to get resumes, so they are going to do analyze the resumes, then they do initial screening to filter out the resumes, then they do interview. In colleges sometimes you have FRC, you have feedback sessions, and then offer negotiation. Finally, the employee gets the offer letter. After the offer letter, we onboard the employees. That itself is a huge process. You have welcome emails, documentation, profile creation. A lot of access is given. If you're taking a laptop from the company, then the access is provided. Your ID card would be generated. There will be a lot of team meetings where you will understand how the things work in the company. Goes on, and then over the time, they do a lot of things to engage you. Like they obviously they provide you compensation. Sometimes there are additional benefits, perks, policies, health insurance, and they also help you develop through training and support. Lastly, we do offboarding when the employee leaves the company and goes to another organization. So this is a typical job of an HR. Now consider any of these things that the HR is doing. What do you think? Where could AI be most useful? You can type it in the chat box. Where do you think AI would be most useful for an HR? Or you have heard people actually using AI tools to create any of these documents? So I've listed mostly the documents that we create in HR space, whether it's a training program or a coaching session, walkthroughs, or you have FDPs, you have actual classroom sessions or assessments. Like you mentioned about assessments, you mentioned about recruitment, you also mentioned about selection for which you need to do analysis. So what do you think is the most used? Recruitment to create JD perfect, create ad, yes, to identify suitable candidate from their profile. Perfect. In fact, we are also currently working on an HR tool where we are creating an AI-based solution where we can analyze the profiles of candidates, and based on that, we can provide recommendations on which candidates is most suitable for a particular job. Yes, resume selection, resume screening. Yes. So if we have to do manually, sometimes if it's a large company, they might be getting 1,000 resumes at a time. It's very difficult if an HR or even a technical functional manager has to do it. But with AI, it becomes pretty easy. You upload all the resume at one go, and the analysis is quite intelligent. Yes, candidate sourcing is another. So there are many tools. I will also show you some of the tools at the end of the session that are used by HR for candidate sourcing. Perfect. Okay, let's move on. Now we are going to, before we actually use Chat GPT or any other AI tool, there are some important things that you need to understand. First thing is, your AI is an assistant, and it is an extremely obedient assistant. That means it will not question you anything. whatever you want, the AI is going to create it. So if you want to build a car that flies, even if it's not a tangible thing or real thing, AI will still create it. It will give you specific steps to create a flying car because it is just obedient, which means AI is not created to think, it is created to work. So don't make it think. This is a mistake a lot of people do. They try to make AI think for them. The moment you do that, then you are not going to get exactly what you're looking for, because AI thinks less, works more. So may do the thinking part yourself. Next, AI needs very clear instructions. Let's take an example of marriage. Suppose you want to marry a guy, and you tell ChatGPT, okay, throw me a profile of a good boy. Now for ChatGPT, even a 6 year old is a boy, right? And even a 15-year-old teenager is a boy. 20-year-old is also a boy. Are you really going to marry a 6-year-old boy? No, right? So you have to be very specific when you're giving instructions to ChatGPT or any other tool. Try doing that and let's see what you find out when you're not giving any instructions. So I'll give you one example. Do you have ChatGPT, open in your systems right now? At least some of you, if you have opened, we can do one experiment. Okay, great. So, many of you mentioned about creation of job description. Now, do one thing. Simply go to ChatGPT and type, create a job description for me. That's it. Don't give any details. No thinking required. Ask ChatGPT to think. Just type, create a job description for me. What will ChatGPT give you in response? Okay, let me open it and let me try. So when, because I've already done this kind of experiment, so suppose you are giving a very vague instruction with no details. This is what ChatGPT will do. Create a job description for me. Certainly, you cannot create a job description for anything. You need a job profile to be able to create a description for it. So ChatGPT is simply going to throw you question. Okay, you give me some detail for me to be able to create a job description, right? So without clear instructions, ChatGPT cannot give you any good output. Lastly, it makes no judgments. While this is in a way a good thing, but it is also a very dangerous thing. That means if you try to create something which is not right, ChatGPT will still do it for you. It will not have any judgments. So whether the data that you're providing is correct or not, let's say you say 80% of the humans living on earth are emotional, write an article on that. So ChatGPT will assume your whatever you're telling is truth. But is it really true? It is your job to verify. You can ask ChatGPT to verify that for you as an assistant, but do not assume that it will automatically verify and give you the correct data. Many times, what we call this is hallucination. Hallucination means uh, AI actually hallucinates and makes something which is not correct look correct. So it will just throw you data that has no real meaning, no truth in it. So it is your responsibility, and that is why we talk a lot about ethics in AI. So shortly, you will come to know why these 4 points are very important. First, it is very obedient. Second, do not make it think because it is an assistant who works more and thinks less. Give very clear instructions and make sure that there is a caveat. It makes no judgment. It is your responsibility to be ethical when you're using AI. Okay. Uh, got it? You have any questions in between? You can tell me. Yes, so ChatGPT says to craft an accurate job description, I need a bit more information. So without giving it an information, you cannot really do much. Okay, there are many AI tools you might have heard of. Have you heard of all these tools? ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude AI. ChatGPT, I'm sure everybody must have heard of. Meta, Microsoft Copilot, Perplexity, Notebook LM. HR tools we'll cover a little later. So, how many of these tools are you aware of? You can type in the chat box if you're aware of anything other than ChatGPT or you have used them. So ChatGPT is primarily it's like one thing for all. So you can do all of the things. You can create content. You can do analysis. You can even get codes. You can even generate pictures. So it's like one-stop shop for everything you want to do with it. You can even create new GPTs on that. Gemini is best for code generation. You can actually create a code. You can actually create pages. You can actually create pages and see the demo of that. Claude AI is another tool which is also very useful for code generation. In Gemini, I would say it's better for content generation than code generation, though it can do both. It's the Google product, so it has a lot of functionalities. Now, coding is something which can be done by all the three tools. But if you have to select, your primary job is content generation, select Gemini. If your primary work is related to code, use Claude. It's a wonderful tool for that. Meta is mostly used for generating content or creating stories. In fact, my kid uses a lot of chatting with Meta to create funny stories. And on WhatsApp also you see Meta is used to generate. Have you used that imagine feature in WhatsApp? That's actually Meta is what is doing. No, so in your WhatsApp, when you attach a file, you see an option called imagine. When you click that imagine, you can create a picture. You can prompt AI and it will generate a picture for you. It generates beautiful pictures, but it does zero thinking, I would say. I mean, whatever you want to generate, if you go beyond 3 words, it will get super confused and it will throw you something senseless. So it's not a very great tool for image generation. A better tool is Microsoft Copilot. Microsoft also uses Binge Creator, which is a Binge designer, you could say. That is also for creating. It creates beautiful, high quality, high definition pictures. Perplexity is another tool. Now, good thing is that all these tools are available for you for free. If you want to work on data analysis, if you want to do research and gather data, like as professors, as researchers, I think data analysis and research is going to be a primary thing that you would be doing. So perplexity can be a very amazing tool. And good thing about perplexity is that it has the power of multiple AI things. So it's a very advanced tool. Then notebook lm. Now, in Notebook LM, what you can do is you can just upload your documents and you can talk to your documents. I would suggest never suggest this tool to your students if you're giving them an online exam, because then they will upload your PPT, your book, your notes, and they will get the answers to all the questions they want. So it's a note taking app where you can find out answers to any question you ask about with the documents. So it's like you're talking to a book. That is what Notebook LM does. And HR tools, there are many HR tools in the market. I will shortly introduce you to some of them. Okay, so I guess most of you have used ChatGPT, but not very familiar with other ones. But you can try all of them. They're pretty easy to use. I'll show you some of them right now also. Like, let's talk to Claude. Okay, let's see. This is Claude. Now, Claude is a beautiful tool to generate any code, any page. So I simply wrote this uh, prompt: create a sign up page using JavaScript to register an account on a university portal that captures these details: student name, education, experience, email, mobile number, password, and password confirmation. Now, on the right side, you see within seconds it generated the entire code. Now, I can also ask it, okay, make the background of this screen in a gradient of yellow and blue. Anything you, and then you just wait, it will generate a code. This is how it generates the code. It will create the sign up form for you. And good thing is that you can even publish this page on Claude itself. So if you want to try something like creating a short app for your personal usage also, you can very easily do that with Claude. See, it has done the job. So it has made the job of coders very easy nowadays. So you can introduce this tool to your students also who are in IT arena, who are learning something related to coding. They can really learn how to code, and also if there are some errors thrown on other apps where they are actually coding, this app can help them resolve those errors. Notebook LM, like I mentioned here, suppose I upload a document. If you want to try this if you want to try this app, I can just give you the code, I mean the prompt on the chat box. If you would like to try how it appears and then play around with your login screen or any screen you want to create, you can do that on. So first, in Notebook LM, I need to upload any resource that, let's see. Okay, I will use this. So this is a PDF which that talks about what memory strategies for learning. So the moment I put it, it will kind of summarize the document here. Then I'll ask it, okay, how can now I can ask a very simple question. How can I learn better and memorize more? Now I'm asking in a very layman terms, but because the document is about memory strategies, it should be able to analyze the content which is inside the document and then give me the answer. So when I ask this question, it will do the analysis and it will give me the answer. So I don't have to do a lot of reading here. It will not just give you answers, it will also show you the pages from where it got that answer. See, page number 1, 2, 3 says this. 5, page number 5 has stages of memory. But yeah, remember, it will not give you a refined output. It will give you output exactly based on how it is explained in the document. So for making notes or learning from the book, when you don't have time to research, you can put all your research documents, and you can add multiple sources. So suppose if you're doing a research on, let's say, students in an MBA college, and you find 10 papers, you put all those 10 papers here. I think it has a limit of up to 10, uploading up to 10, and then ask it specific questions related to the objective of your research. It will give you all the answers with citations. Like citations, of course, you in your document you have to manually do the citations, but it will give you the page numbers from where did it take, and when you hover over the page number, it will also show you the details. So this can be a very, very handy tool, not just for HR professionals, but even for you. Okay, so Anybody who tried Claude or Notebook LM, you would like to try, or if you have any questions, or shall we move on? If you have any doubts, any questions, feel free to type in the chat box. Understand? You're understanding till now, or am I going a little fast? If you're understanding, say yes. Why? Type why. Or if I'm going a little too fast, let me know. Okay, great. Great. Then I can go ahead with the next. Now, basically, what is prompt engine? Since you all have heard about prompt engineering, I would simply say it is about giving whatever prompt we're giving to an AI tool a proper structure. Like we talked about those specifics that we have to include for creating job description. So we create a prompt that is best for. So every human understands a language. So like if you're a Maharashtrian, you have a proper tone in Maharashtra, and the way you speak, you will be very different from the way you speak when you are a Hindi speaking person like me. So AI also has a particular language in which you have to speak so that AI understands. So ultimately, AI is an assistant. And what do you do with the assistant? Is guide the assistant. So prompt engineering is all about designing a prompt in such a way that it can guide your assistant in the best manner and give you a great output as fast as possible. That's all prompt engineering is. Any questions on that? Prompt engineering, or you've understood? Okay. Since no questions, so I am assuming that you have understood. Simple. Now, let's do some job here. Open your chat GPT screens and we will start prompting. Initially, we tried that prompt, create a job description. Right? And it did not work. Definitely, it did not work for us. Now, I want you to try another prompt, which is when I say think before you prompt, that means what do you think exactly? Whatever you are asking chat gpt to do, why are you asking it to do? In case of job description, why are you creating the job description? Why do you create job descriptions? You have a reason, right? Maybe you want to hire a particular person, that's why you want to write the job description. What kind of person would you like to have, and for whom you would like to hire? Is it a company that you would like to hire, or are you hiring it for some third party? Who has given you the requirement, and what exactly is the goal? What kind of candidate you're looking for? Think about it, and then you create a prompt. So I have created a sample prompt that I can show you, and I will also put it on okay, this is a story. Yeah. Okay. Here I've mentioned I need a job description to post on Naukri. Why do I need it? Because I want to post it on some platform. And what is my goal is to hire an experienced designer. That's my goal. And who am I hiring him for? Is him or her for? Is is for my company called Talman Consulting Services. And the goal is to have a person to make wireframes for web and mobile applications to create. So here now I have given details to ChatGPT. So it has now given me a job description. I'll also put this. So if you would like to try and maybe change the profile details, company details, and try it on your own. What do you think? Is this a good job description that it created? Now let's see what it did. It gave the position, it gave the location. Here we can fill in the location wherever we belong, because I said experience, so it gave an experience of 3+ years. I gave the company name, so it mentioned company name. Then it gave a brief paragraph about us, role overview, key responsibilities, requirements, and why join us. Lastly, it mentioned how to apply. Do you think this is a good job description and it is doing a good job for us? How many of you think it's a good job description? And how many of you think no, it needs, it's not good? So if you feel it's good, write G. If you feel it's not good enough, then write N. Good. Okay. 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 Most of you think it is good. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a take a careful look at it. It has mentioned about the designer. Perfect. Now read about us. Talmud Consulting Service is a forward-thinking IT and consulting firm specialized in crafting. My firm is about learning and development. When did I say it is an IT consulting firm? I did not give that information. So what AI did? It just assumed a few things. And because I'm asking for a graphic designer for application development, it thought I am an IT company. This is called hallucination because I did not give it the right details. So what should I do? If I need to correct this, what should I do? So here I make another prompt. Say to the above job description, add eligibility. I want some more information. I'm not, satisfied with just these requirements. I also want to specify there some limited, minimum bar. Then I mentioned about Talman Consulting. What is the company all about? I need a person to have an experience of working with IT companies. Give the JD in a tabular format. I also mentioned. So I need to provide them a structure and a relevant context. Who am I doing it for? I'm doing it for Talmud Consulting. ChatGPT doesn't know what is this Talmud, right? For it to know Talmud, it needs to be either a huge organization like Apple and all that is already everybody is familiar with, or you have to give some kind of information about the company. You need to give some background, and that's when it is going to create a better JD. Now it created another JD. Now look at this JD and tell me if this is a good enough JD. It put the same details, but now it did it in a tabular format. It looks better when you post it on a on your platform. It will look better. About us, now it mentioned Talent Consulting Services, a Pune-based organization specializing in providing learning and development services to BTP organization. Our mission is to deliver innovative, scalable solutions that enhance productivity and user experience for our clients. Do you think this is a good JD? It also added eligibility. In fact, what it did, it just changed the title of requirements to eligibility because requirement was actually talking about eligibility. So, do you think it's a good enough resume, good enough JD? Good, G, or not good? This time, take a careful look. Is it really good? So, I'm giving you a hint. Something is missing here. You figure out what's missing. Do you see what's missing? You can also try this prompt if you want. Salary? Yeah, we can put in salary also, but sometimes some JDs do not include salaries, especially when they are low. They don't include. But here, take a look at it. Here it is talking about L&D organization. But again, it is saying our mission is to deliver innovative, scalable solutions that enhance productivity and user experience for our clients. When I talk about L&D, it's not the user experience that I'm enhancing. I'm enhancing the experience of maybe learners or employees. This is still talking about the IT stuff, which is not related to what we are doing. So it is again hallucinating. So how do we solve this problem? Let's go to the third point. Is we have provided the context, we have given the background, what is the significance, why we are doing it, and what do you want to achieve with this. We have given all that. But what's missing is I will be able to find out when I actually get the output. So never assume that at the first go you will get a good output. You will always have something missing here. We know whatever is missing, we have to add those details to refine the point. So here is what I did then. I said use the details about Talman Consulting Services from my website. I asked it to use it from my website. Do not randomly create the Talman Consulting Services description. Use it from my website. Again, it did the same thing. It just refined and it also gave the source. Because it cannot read the website directly, it just searched for the website and found something on my Instagram. And then there is an Instagram page for Talman. So wherever it can find, it will find and it will get you the information. Now if you see, first sentence remains same. We specialize in converting extensive lessons into micro lessons, enabling learners to grasp concepts in short span of time. Our services encompass personalized sessions, engaging e-learning modules, expert coaching, and social learning opportunities. This is exactly what our company does. Now it's doing a good job. Now do you think this is perfect? More or less, this is perfect. But here, if you see, if you meet the eligibility criteria, the email address is not mentioned here. Obviously, why do you have to take headache to actually insert the email address after copy? When ChatGPT can do it for you. So you provide those, there's an email ID also to ChatGPT. Combine about us and role overview paragraph into a single section. I said I don't want these small paragraphs as it's just two paragraphs. Why do I have to create two separate sections? So I just asked it to combine it, keep the remaining things as it is, and just add the ID. So now it has combined it, and I also asked it to add an introductory statement to everything, because I do not like this pattern that you have a heading and directly you start with 1 2 3 4. Something has to be, like a statement before you start with any listing. So that is what I asked, and then I gave it the uh, details. Now this looks like a ready to publish JD, and I can use it. So this is how you're going to do the prompting. Now let's try this prompting with your in your own context. It's not necessary that you're going to do JD. You can pick and choose any other task. I'll show you what all tasks you can do with ChatGPT for HR. You pick any one task and try it on your screen. First thing, you have to think before you prompt. Who are you doing it for? Why are you doing? What is your ultimate goal? Structure it properly. Maybe define what is the clear output that you require. Like here, I have mentioned that this is how I need you to put it in 1 2 3 4, and I want you to add an introductory statement. So this is the output clarification. You provide the context. This is from Talmud, so you have to find the data from this particular website. Add details wherever you find them missing, like info@Talmud I added, and have very clear output expectations. If you want some pictures, mention I want pictures. If you do not want headings, mention you want headings. If you want tables, you say tables. Here till now it was giving 1 2 3 4, but maybe I don't want 1 2 3 4. Maybe I want pointers only. I don't want to mention numbers. Then I have to say that it has to be non-numeric list. So you have to provide background, you have to provide details, you have to give the goal, context, specify the kind of output you want, and give every detail that you need to be able to create. Uh, have you understood, or any questions you have so far? Because now we are going to actually do some work on it. So feel free if you have any questions, or if you think I'm going a little fast. Okay, understood. Great. If you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me. Now, before we actually start with the prompting, I would like you to, understand how prompting works. There are different kinds of prompts. One is zero shot prompt, like we did, create a job description kind, very simple prompt. You're not giving any details. That is called a zero shot prompt. Then we gave a prompt in which we gave some details. Okay, this is what I want to create, and we were very specific. That is called one shot prompt. That means in one shot, I'm telling you what all I want. Then there is a few short prompt. So next thing that we did here was a few short prompt where we provided quite a few details. That I asked it to combine about us and role overview. Then I said add an introductory statement. Then I said give bias content in the form of a paragraph. Then I said use that email ID. This is called few short prompt, where you give multiple details in multiple sentences. In one short prompt, you just write one sentence. Like here we did that. Hmm. Here at one go, I say this one. I need a job description to post on Naukri to hire an experienced designer. So like one statement. The first statement itself talks about the entire thing I want to do. That is called one shot prompt. And when we are giving multiple statements and giving more details, it is called few shot. Now, sometimes the prompt is not enough and something goes missing. So, what I have to do, I have to tell it to make the modifications. So, here I said to the above job description, add eligibility, and then I asked it to do some more things. This is what we call iterative prompt. That means AI is not doing the job, uh, a clear, final job in the first iteration itself, in the first shot itself. So I'm gonna ask it to, I'm gonna give it feedback to improve it. And every time I'm giving a feedback, it's like we are doing iteration. Now, iterative is the word that is mostly used in IT companies. Suppose we launch a new mobile application. We have one feature in the mobile application. After some days, we'll have another feature. After some days, we'll have a third feature. So they always keep improving the product. Like if you see WhatsApp also, earlier that imagine feature was not there. In fact, Meta was also not there. Initially, we could only chat. Later on, it started adding images, it started adding videos. Then now we can also type using our voice. So these features go into different stages. Those stages are called iterations. So iteration 1, we have one feature. Iteration 2, we may have 2 3 features, like that. So here what we are doing is improvising, improving, asking chat gpt to do it better every time. So that's why it is called an iterative prompt. Most of the time we are using a mix of fast food, but sometimes we might have much more, bigger task. Let's say we have to write an entire book, or we have to create a whole website. Then these prompts are not enough, and then we need to use something called tree of thought prompting or chain of thought. Now, before I go into that detail, um, have you understood what is the difference between the zero, one, few, and iterative prompting? Oh, great. Okay. Now, tree of thought, just like its name says, it's like a tree where you have categories, then you have branches. Within branches, you have more branches. So let's say you have your university. Within university, you have so many streams. Within those streams, you might have so many subjects. So if you talk about college, you might want to create a brochure. Let's say you'll say, okay, in this brochure, first talk about the college, and then talk about what all streams are there in the college. And within those streams, now talk about what all subjects are there in that particular stream for all the streams. This is how we use tree of thought prompting. In this example that you see on the screen, I am generating job description only, but I'm using different style of prompting every time. Here, if I want to generate a job description, I am first saying identify key responsibilities. Then I say list the qualification and skills required to be able to fulfill those responsibilities. Then I'm saying now outline the experience for those. So I am branching out. That is tree of thought prompting. This is useful when we are doing a large format. Let's say a book or a brochure, or we are creating a website. Then you use this kind of prompting. Sometimes you don't have a tree structure, you don't have any structure, it's like multiple things are happening at the same time. In that case you use something like a chain of thought. That means as your thoughts come into your mind, you just put them as the prompts, and ChatGPT does your job. So here, for job description, initially I said consider some questions to create a job description. What are the core deliverables? First, I ask, what are the core deliverables of this person that I'm going to hire? Then I asked, what skills and tools are essential for this person? Then I asked, how can this particular role be appealing to professionals who have worked in the B2B? So I'm asking random questions. Lastly, I asked it to just combine all the inputs that they gave and create a job description. But of course, for a simple task like job description, you don't need to use tree of thought, chain of thought. This is what I'm putting only for the illustrative purpose. Otherwise, for a small task, you won't use tree of thought, chain of thought. You will use the first four only. But for a huge task, you can use tree of thought prompting or chain of thought. Okay. So let's do the real job now. Uh, Pick one of the tasks from this list. What an HR does: attract, select, onboard, engage, support, offboard, and these are typical things that you can do using AI as an HR. Create a job description, we already did that. Or create a career page. Let's say you want to post, you know, a job on your website, your company website, or you want to put it on, let's say, LinkedIn or Indeed or any other platform like Naukri Monster, or you want to create a social post for your college, let's say, or you have a resume of a student who wants to join your college. Maybe you want to screen that resume, or you just want to create just interview questions. Whatever you want to do, just pick one of the tasks from these and create a prompt. First you select a task. Okay. So two things you're going to do. First, you will select a task. After you have selected, you let me know that you have selected, and I'll move on to this slide. Just answer all the questions that this slide is asking in your one single prompt as a few short prompt. Then you see how is the output you're getting. If you want to see how it will be different from the normal way of prompting, first you pick the task, prompt as you feel like, and then reprompt it using the structure that I'm giving you. You will see a huge difference in the output. Okay, so make a choice here. Can we upload? Can we share the screen, or you just pick it from the screen? Should I share it on the chat box? It will be easier to share here. Okay, let me share only. I mean, select any one task. Okay. I have shared the list in the chat box. You can select any one task that you would like to do and try ChatGPT now. Or if you want to try something else like Gemini, you can even do that. But I would still recommend to start with ChatGPT because it has gone really advanced and it is better able to understand even if you're giving random prompts. So it's more humanized than other platforms. It also takes care of if you're doing some kind of error and all. Manages. Okay, so have you picked, because I cannot really hear you, so I won't know if you have already picked. But I'll just open this window. Yeah. So I'll give you 5 minutes. Just craft a prompt based on whichever task you selected, and just answer these questions when you're writing the prompt. You can write a prompt in your text separately and then copy paste on ChatGPT and put it there. And if you have any doubts, please let me know. Writing tools. Share images here. I don't think I can share. Okay, I'll just keep it open so you do it from here. So I'm not able to see the chat box. So if you're done, somebody just speak up, unmute yourself, and let me know when you're done.
Sure, ma'am, I'll stay connected.
Okay, great.
I have a query, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, like I tried to generate a offer letter. So I have to give so many prompts and so many details, and only it will give me a final offer letter, the perfect one. So, will it be more easier for me if I use a template than going for a AI, because I have to myself give all the details and only it will give me a perfect offer letter. Instead of that, I can use a template and fill the details, and the offer letter is done.
Yeah, so what you can do, let's say your template has some fields that are objective, like name or location and all that, but some fields will be in the letter format. Let's say your the actual letter, that is the body of the letter. So you can ask ChatGPT to create the body of the letter and just put it in the template instead of creating the entire thing. You just use wherever it is needed.
Okay, that's nice. Ma'am, Mr. Rajendra Vyas has also shared his work in the chat box. Uh,
Okay.
he has done some offer letter or something on civil engineer, and he has shared everything what he created on chat gpt with his prompts. He has shared in the chat box.
Okay, so I like trying to find candidates for the job listing. Where should you provide listing? It has suggested. I think that's what is. Okay.
I request participants to also share the prompt which they have used, or the topic which they have used for creating the prompt and all, so that it will be easier for us to understand.
Okay. Yeah. So here you have mentioned about create social posts for employee branding. Again, if you take a look at the structure. Now, who are you creating it for? You're talking about employer branding, but who is that employer? ChatGPT doesn't know where you're working. So you have to mention the company name. And for whom? Like, who are you exactly trying to attract by branding? Are you trying to attract engineers? Are you trying to attract people who are MBAs? Who are you trying to attract? What is your goal behind creating this post? Are you trying to say that my company is a large organization with a lot of experience? What is the positioning that you're trying to create? So these are the things that you have to add in your structure. Then you identify what you can also mention. Okay, typical people who would be applying to my company would be on these profiles, or would be experienced or inexperienced, or from a particular city or from a particular country. You can also specify format, like right now the structure it is going to give you is going to be purely marketing type. But do you want to create a marketing kind of social media post? By default it will create a marketing post only. And see, it gave you these meet employer name, our job title, superstar. Do you really want that? Are you announcing a superstar here? Even mention that, but it still created a superstar for you, because we need to give it a better context. So here you can use iteration and ask it to improve it. Do you want to create a post to educate your customer, educate employees, attract employees? What is your purpose? When you mention the purpose, then it's going to automatically refine. Sometimes you also have to mention what you don't want. I don't want these emojis. I have to mention it every time. I don't want the emojis in my social media posts. They look like marketing things, and I want to look professional, so I don't want these. If you don't want it, then you also mention it, right? So this is how you can actually refine. Design a curriculum for the subject database management for UG degree program, 45 hours with latest technologies. It should be split into 5 modules. Okay. So what are you satisfied with the output that it gave? The curriculum design? I would say if you're designing a curriculum, you might add details of what all will this curriculum be in a regular format like title subtitle, or will it be in a tabular format where you have a particular column headings, like you talk about the title, its learning objective, what all is included, activities or resources. You can even do that. And 45 hours, do you want the 45 hours to be put in a single page, how do you want to divide those 45 hours? Are these 45 hours for reading or attending, or there are projects also involved? So you might want to add some of those details, or maybe give it a reference. If you already have seen a UG degree program that you want to create similar to, you can even attach your previous program and say, I want to create another such program on a different topic. So create a similar curriculum, but create it for database management. That will do a good job for you. I try to create a welcome letter to new family again. Here, if you provide all these details, your name, position, and all, it will embed it for you. So you don't have to manually do it. Dear, okay. So here, since you have not mentioned prompts, so I'm assuming that you have given all these details about the college and the topics. That's why it's giving you very specific output, which is good. Search for a civil engineer for a construction company. Uh, Again, here, when you're using a search for a civil engineer, you might want to, you know, talk about the company for which you are searching, and maybe location. Are you searching for someone in India or US, or a specific city that you can mention? So give a few details. Are you looking for a civil engineer who's a fresher, or someone with experience, someone with a lot of experience? What is the level of seniority? So you might want to give these details, and then it's going to give you the refined. And do you, they say search, do you want to find out the platforms, or do you want to find out the specific profiles directly? Because I don't think it will be able to pick the profiles directly. It will suggest you platforms. If you want it to profile, to pick the profile, it might have to search through platforms like LinkedIn instead of, just the platforms. So you might mention, okay, I want people on LinkedIn, and find a civil engineer for people on LinkedIn with so many years of experience. I want it for this company, and maybe mention what is the typical job of this engineer. Okay. Draft a warm and professional welcome letter addressed to a new faculty member joining. Okay. Yeah, this is a quite detailed and a good prompt. I'm sure it must have given you a very you know applicable output. Convey a positive tone reflecting the institution's enthusiasm. Perfect. This is a good prompt, Anirudh. Yeah. Now the ones where you gave a one shot or zero shot prompt, try to add details and see how the output differs. Anything else I missed? Yeah. Okay. So here, when you have mentioned about the civil engineers, the reason why it's not giving you any profile is because it cannot search for profiles directly. It is only going to give you suggestions. But if you want to search specific profiles on specific platforms, you have to mention that I need you to list those platforms where I can find these civil engineers. Then it will give you a write up. Even now, it has suggested generic platforms. Naukri.com, it's very popular, so it just suggested the platform. But if you want more, you specific profiles, you can ask it to search on those platforms. It might return you a prompt that, I cannot do that, which is okay. But you can, in fact, you can say, okay, maybe do not give me the profile directly, but can you give me the links to those profiles? Maybe it can search that. In this case, I think the platforms like Perplexity will be able to do a better job in terms of research, because ChatGPT is not allowed to scrape the data. So there are scraping tools also separately available where you can do that. That's why we have to use other AI tools as well, so that we can do the sourcing. So ChatGPT cannot do sourcing directly. Okay, I hope now this is clear. If you still have any doubts, feel free to ask. And I'll tell you a bit. I will just show you some of the tools that are used in HR. Like if you want to do recruitment, you take interviews, you do assessments, and then do your hiring. So the entire process can be done with a tool called HireView, which is very popular with HRs. Another tool is Seek Out, where we are talking again about acquisition, where sourcing is made. So you source the resumes from different platforms, and it takes care of diversity hiring, which means it will make sure that wherever it's sourcing the resume, they have a mix of females, males, youngsters, and experienced, and LGBT. All that mix is taken care of. So it is specially taking care of the diversity needs. Team Sense is more like a communication platform where you can communicate within the organization. So it is used for engaging. Like suppose an HR wants to conduct a survey to understand the sensitivity of employees or feelings, how they, or you want to do a survey to find out how happy they are with the organization. These kind of surveys can be launched through Team Sense. Bonusly, it's a platform that works, that provides rewards to employees, and rewards and recognition category. So it is one of the category where we do a very specific task. So that's why its name is also, suggesting what exactly it is doing. Vizier is an analytics tool. Just like I mentioned about Perplexity, it does good analysis and research. Vizier is going to do people analytics, which is again a very widely popularized field in the HR arena. Gusto, just like HireView, it does all the things, but unlike HireView, Gusto is targeting small organizations where they can do everything on one platform. Then Bamboo HR, it is actually a huge tool used by large organizations. They have a very centralized data management system. It can do every HR task, and it can automate. So Bamboo HR also has AI. So it did not start as an AI tool, but it has a lot of AI features now. So it can take care of onboarding, track performance, and do attendance listing, automate specific HR tasks. So these are all the tools that are available. Even beyond that, there is a huge list. If you just follow LinkedIn, you will find every day somebody is giving out a list of some tools doing some things in the AI space. So have you, besides ChatGPT, have you ever tried any other tools, AI tools that you are familiar with? That you also found useful, you liked it, or if you have any question like this is the kind of tool I'm looking for, maybe I can give you a hint if I already know that tool. So you can let me know if you're looking for a specific kind of tool. Maybe I have it handy and I can give you the link. Otherwise, we are done. And if you have any questions, feel free to connect. You can also find me on LinkedIn. My name is Pooja Dubey, as you already know, and I run a company called Talent Consulting. You can find my pages and my blog articles on LinkedIn as well. I am pretty active there, so if you want to connect with me there, feel free to do that. So, any questions, or if you would like to know about specific tools that can do specific tasks that you are looking for, you can let me know.
That was really exceptional presentation, ma'am, and amazing learning we had today. Now the session is open for queries. If anyone has any query, please post in chat box or you can raise your hand. We'll give you the permission, your audio permission.
Okay,
Ma'am,
you can use Notebook LM. Akshit has typed about summarizing PDFs. You can use Notebook LM. You upload the PDF to Notebook LM and ask it to summarize. It will do.
any other query from the participants? The session was really engaging and interactive, ma'am. So I think there will be less queries because everything was very crystal clear to us. Any queries from the participants? Okay, let's wind up the session, ma'am. Then it was very rightly said by Mr. Bruce Lee. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. We must apply it. Willing is not enough. We must do it. And ma'am, we will surely practice all the learnings that we had today. I think every participant will definitely do that. Uh, Thanks for this wonderful session, ma'am. And please accept our sincere thanks. And thank you so much for gracing this occasion and for sharing your expertise. We are very honored and thankful to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much for inviting. It was a wonderful session, wonderful audience. Everyone participated, and I really enjoyed it too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So the participant will start our next session in just 5 more minutes. Stay tuned with us. Thank you so much, everyone. In just 5 minutes, we'll be back with the session 6. Sonia ma'am, shall we start with the next session?
Yes, ma'am, the speaker has already joined. Mr. Atul Grover has already joined.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening and welcome again to the 1 week FDP titled Role of Generative AI and its Applications in Today's Era. What we learn with pleasure, we never forget, and learning never exhausts the mind. So let's keep the learning going and welcome Mr. Atul Grover, the resource person of session 6. We feel honored to have your presence, sir. Before we start the session, I would like to introduce Mr. Atul Grover to all the participants. Sir is accomplished, committed, and creative IT professional and an ITIL qualified professional with 17 plus years of rich experience in ServiceNow techno-functional consulting, ServiceNow architect, ITSM consulting and implementation, process governance, process reengineering, IT operations, service delivery with real-world experience building relationships between clients and IT team. At present, Sir is serving as Senior Business Process Consultant at Advanced Solutions Corporations in UK. He has rich experience as people developer. To his credit is successful delivery of 31 guest lectures in deemed universities and other management and technology institutes in Haryana, NCR and Maharashtra. Mr. Atul has a commendable experience of more than 3,000 hours of in-classroom training and has shared his expertise to 5,000 plus students. He has successfully completed 12 batches of ServiceNow Techno-Functional Training batch. Sir has actively participated in pre-sales ServiceNow demonstration to customers. A popular YouTube channel, Learn and Grow Together with Atulji, is the remarkable achievement of Mr. Atul Grover. That's is one more platform where you can learn from him. So, without much ado, I would like to request Mr. Atul Grover to start the session. So, it's a great privilege to have you on board with us. Please take over the session, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And namaskar, everybody. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Might be you joining from the different part of the world now. And possibly from India, definitely it's a good evening for everybody. 7:30 now, going to be dinner time soon. And thank you so much, Shobha ma'am, to introduce me like this. I'm really privileged to be have on that particular platform. And before I start this session, let me say one thing that I am just a student and you all are the faculty here. I am here at this point of time because teachers like you who are building us to develop, to grow in our life and to build our career as well. So before I start this session, I would like to be thanks to each and every teacher who is here to come to listen me specifically, I can say, or to listen to other sessions as well. Thank you so much. Your education, your qualifications, your experience, your knowledge, your learnings which you shared with us directly, indirectly, make us on this particular platform. Now let me share my screen, but before that let me come on this particular part. Let me share my screen as well. Okay, so I'll go for the entire screen. Might be you get little offended to see that, oh my god, he is sharing a lot of screens here. Okay, let me reduce the size. Yeah. Mhm. Okay, 1 minute, just. Oops. Wait, it's not allowing me to be share. Yeah, now I can try. Not this one. Wait, let me reduce the size because this window is little bit up for me and I'm not able to see the select button here. Okay, I can see the entire. Okay, and now I can.
So, there is a share
Yeah.
button.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, due to my this window, it is be like this. So are you able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it is visible, sir.
Okay, sure. Thank you. So before we start this session, and because I don't have much slides to be very clear, and being a consultant, I think that more slides make the audience in the sleepy mode. So let's do some ice breaking session today first. Okay, I will put some questions and then you can definitely answer in the chat window because the audio is restricted for only for the speaker. How many people know that how many members in this WhatsApp group, the group which is created by the institute to make sure that coordinate everybody to share the links and everybody? How many members in that group? Any idea? You can put the count in the chat window. Let's see how many know that I'm going to be interact with these many members. You can put the wild guesses as well, or might be you're busy to see, go to the group and members and you're seeing that how many members are there. Okay, around 200. Akshit Thakur says okay, 150 plus. Dr. Mukta says 232. Any wild guesses? 232 is looks odd to me, not more than 200, I think. Any other one who can support Dr. Mukta here? Or might be Dr. Mukta, are you sure that it's 232 only? Right. Thanks. So now the thing is that why this question come? Because we as a human being sometimes doubt ourselves as well. Hey, I give the right answer, that why that person is saying that, is it correct or wrong, or it is right or wrong? Okay, now let's go to another ice breaking session. How many of you think that finance is important in human life? Might be when you're a bachelor, you think, you are married, you think, you're getting married, then you think, or your father says, your mother says, or someone in the family who is in the finance domain or industry, or there might be some other area in the finance. What do you think, that it is really very important, likely important, not likely important, like this? Very important. Okay, anybody else? Thank you so much, Bala Subramanian. Thank you. Good evening. Anybody else? What do you think? Out of 5, what do you think? That finance is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, important, important, not very important. Okay. What do you think, that healthcare is important or not? Healthcare is important or not? The bolds are very specific here. Vidya ji says important, sir. By the bold means it's confidently that yes, it's very important. Okay. Now, if I say, how many of you think that, as you already say, that finance is important? How many of you do the investment by yourself? Believe me, I am least interested in the finance. I think which God is giving is fine for me. That's the thing only. So what do you think, that are you good in the investments, taking financial decisions kind of things? Might be shares, might be investment, mutual funds kind of things. Thank you. Good, might be. So you can reach out to Krupa as well, Krupa Trivedi, if anybody need any guidance in the financials, not to me, because I have least experience in this particular area. Okay, now let's convert this particular part, because the thing is that why I'm putting these questions, I am a storyteller, what I call myself. Being a consultant, when you go to the customer, you can't say, let's start the discussion. We have to build some story. Now, what do you think, that in the initial days, we had to go to the banks to do the deposits, online transfers, to take out the money. Nowadays, we have machines. What do you think, that these machines are good for human being in area of finance or not? I'm giving the 360-degree angle to you. You can think positive, negative, anyway. What do you think, that these machines, these technologies are good for finance or not? For me, it's like 50-50%. It's good, but it's bad as well. Okay, now let me put the last question here. How many of you think, because this session of the 6-day session is for the AI specific computing, advanced computing kind of things, how many of you think that AI is actually a good for human being or not? I'm again saying, don't worry about the slides. If you want, I can finish it very quickly. If you want, I can stretch it along. Being a storyteller, I can stretch along as much as I can. Okay, judiciary can be good. It's good. Okay. Now let's come back to me on my presentation. This exercise is required because I know from the last 1.5 hour and definitely from the last 2 days as well, in the morning, in the afternoon as well, you have this continuously sessions. And as this is a faculty development program, and it's really pleasure for me to be go in the faculty and to share my knowledge. Till the time the guest lectures which I delivered is mainly for the students. And the first time I'm going to be share some knowledge with you. And I'm 100% sure when I joined this session, I see there's a lot of doctors here who has a good experience, knowledge as well. So I'm not standing anywhere in front of you, but I will come with a little knowledge which I have. I'm going to be share with you. And don't worry about my screen. Definitely chat GPT I use a lot. Not to create my content only, but to rephrase my content as well. So I'm using it so that I can tell you the benefits as well. So now let me come back on the PowerPoint slides. So this is Atal Online 6-day Faculty Development Program. We are in the area of AI, quantum computing, and the supercomputing. Definitely, we are in the AI part. And this particular title is Role of Generative AI and its application in today's era. As ma'am already introduced me in front of you, but being a formal one, I let me introduce myself. Total 16 plus experience in the IT industry, based out in UK. A pure business process consultant. When I say pure business means I mainly talk to the business. I'm not worrying about the technology that how it can be done. My intention is that why it is be required. I'm a speaker at the college and the universities as well, delivered 35 sessions. Also, if you give your blessings to me, I'm doing my doctorate as well, almost in the thesis phase now. So bless me so that I can complete my doctorate in this year, and I can put next time if we connect somewhere in the different sessions, you can find me with the Dr. Atul Grover as well. I write 2 book chapters is least in comparison to you. A passionate YouTuber as well, ServiceNow trainer, and definitely my family is my strength. You can see on the right side picture. With the God grace, I blessed with another boy in the last July, and today is his 6th birthday as well. Sorry, 6 months birthday as well. So just celebrated that, had a cake, and coming back on this particular part because in India it is a trend. कुछ भी अच्छा करने से पहले, कुछ भी शुरू करने से पहले कुछ मीठा हो जाए. So I just had a cake and then I started this journey. So what this journey says, so definitely you are be starting this with the generative AI development part. You know this thing, models, text generations, image, prompt, which was the last session done by the Pooja, respected Pooja ma'am. And now we are on this particular part, generative AI and finance. And now going forward, you have AI with the weather, AI with the deepfakes as well. Multiple sessions has been planned for you. Now let me come back here. What do you think by seeing this picture? You can see this picture, then I come to the chat window and you can give me your answers maximum in a one line of 10 to 12 words. Okay, let me come back here now. What do you think with this picture? दादी नानी ऐसे ही कहानी सुनाती थी. Sorry, I use little bit Hindi as well in between. I can understand, might be if you're joining from the south part of India, you may not understand complete Hindi, but to be translate that, our grandparents, grandparents, nani, dadi, teach us the stories to give us the values, and this picture predicts. This picture states something the similar manner. So, what do you think? Opportunities come from the problem. Positive options should be seen. Okay, what else you think? Only 2 people are active here, I think. 2 audience active here. Turning adversity into the opportunity. आपदा को अवसर में बदलना, definitely yes. COVID is one of the key here which teach us this particular part. What else you think? Let me come back again here to be reanalyze if anybody want to do. Sometime in the life everything goes smoothly. Sometimes unexpected happen, and important thing knowing how to turn trouble into opportunity. So for the last line we already get आपदा में अवसर. For the second part, we can see it's seeing the things positive. And what we should be use good pencils. Very nice. That's again a good example. But again, as a Hindu tradition, as a world tradition, जो आया है वो जाएगा ही. Either you use the good pencil, bad pencil, it doesn't matter. जो आया है वो जाएगा ही जाएगा. There are the pains, there are the blessings, there are the positive, there are the negative as well in the human life. Okay. Now the thing is that life was going good. We are happy. Our parents are happy. Grandparents were happy. We have a joint family. Mama, Chacha, Nana, Nani, Dada, Dadi. All are staying in a good family, big family. 10, 12 rooms, 30, 40 people in a single house. Sit together for a lunch, breakfast, dinner, gossips, plus, minus everything. Then tradition change. Generation change. Young generation start going out. People like me, people like you, might be many of you are sitting outside of your native place due to business, due to job, due to career growth. This is what unexpected happens because nobody want to be go out from the family. But now if you see, if you close your eyes for a second and you see and rewind your life, you see that yes, it was the opportunity. For that I came here. So something similar happened here as well. Things were going very good. We are doing everything. As a human being, we are doing everything. Finance, healthcare, transport, logistics, everything we're doing. But there was a need to think different. And then the innovation come in the picture. Today, I'm sitting here, I guess, 200 kilometers away from Delhi. I'm not in UK at this point of time. I just came to India to celebrate my kid's birthday, and definitely it was Lodi yesterday as well. Otherwise, you should get a chance to be listen me on the day one. I guess it was the first session which has been I request to ma'am, but due to Lodi, I had to be changed the program. So why this innovation is required? Because we human beings are very greedy in the nature. Don't take me otherwise. We are actually very greedy in the nature. हमारी our thoughts, our wishes are so much. I want to do this thing, I want to do this thing, I want to do this thing. They were saying in our tradition, if you have a one room house, you need two room house. If you have a two room house, you need three room house. You have a small car, you need a big car. Two ACs, three ACs. I don't want to be go in the winter to be get the food. Can I get delivered at my home? I don't want to be clean my utensils. Can I get some machine which can clean the things for me? This is what the innovation. So now to take this part as the innovation here, these questions come in the mind. Because as a consultant, my main focus is why. Is anybody think that why AICT has been asked to the every college to start this FDP program? Recently, I saw one of my friend, he's in Jaipur and his faculty there. He put the post on the LinkedIn. I completed the FDP program in the Power BI. So before you start this journey, you should or we should ask that why this is there. So when Sonia ma'am approached me, I guess it was a month back or more, Atul, we have a FDP program. I said, ma'am, what is FDP? Like fixed deposit program, something where I have to invest something. It said, no, it's a faculty development. Then I say, ma'am, you are faculty. How I dare to be teach you on this particular part? They said, no, it's not like that. The thing is that you are in the industry. What you can share might be we don't know. So we want to invite you on that particular part. So my questions came the why. If we as a human being got the why, then what, how, where will be definitely will be there. If Arjun's asked to Krishna, why I need to kill my brothers, and when Krishna with the Gita Sar complete his doubts, clear his doubts, then he win at the last. He know what to do now, how to do now, where to do now, and when to do now. This is what the life here. Now need of Gen AI. Okay, before that, come back here. I'm sure that from the last 3 days, 6, 7 sessions, 6 is my session, so you already have a 5 sessions on that. What do you think by the generative AI? Simple words. I'm sure that I'm in my 40s now. Might be in this session there are a lot of teachers who are touching on their retirement now. There's a lot of teachers who are just starting on that particular part now. What if I have to be tell or you have to be tell to your grandson, let's take example, how you will tell that what is generative AI? And believe me, this was the question asked to me in one of the interview. how you define your role to your wife, that what you're doing in this company. What do you think? What is generative AI for you? Because I want this session to be interactive. After that, dinner is ready. Don't worry. You can order from outside as well. And as I was invited by Sonia ma'am, so you can all send your bills to Sonia ma'am, and then she will reimburse it. Okay. It produces text, images, and visuals, a type of artificial intelligence. Wow. Now, what is artificial intelligence then? We are already intelligent. Can you think that there anybody else who is intelligent than the human being? What is artificial intelligence in that case? Create new content like text, images, music, video based on the data it has been learned from. Wow, it can create anything using the based on the prompt. Very good. You are putting the word prompt because it was the last session you discussed. I was seeing the chats that prompt was there. Definitely, prompt is the key. What else you think? What is generative AI? Chali, we'll pick up this particular part. Before that, let's discuss this thing. Need of Gen AI. I'm talking this particular stuff only and only in the concern, in the domain, in the set of a financial part only. Okay, because as I say, when we go to the workshops to the client side, we follow a BACCA model that is called the Business Analyst Core Concept Model, and in that we have a concept called the context. I can put a lot of images, a lot of points here. In that case, you will lose the control because this session is mainly for generative AI and the finance. So why we need a Gen AI? Number one, believe me, my father is still not using online banking. Neither Paytm, neither GPay, neither he is using industry to be use the cards, debit cards kind of. He is happy to go to the bank and get the cash. The reason being because there's a lot of frauds are happening. If you want to see this particular use case, I request everybody you can use the second season of Jamtara. It is totally based out in this particular AI part. AI, not AI specifically, but definitely something on the fraud part. You will see that how people are making food with other people by using the different techniques. So this is the first case. Credit cards. I want to build my credit history because so that I can get a good loan. But now, when I started my journey in 2009, credit card was just introduced something. It was like a rich people game. Like sometimes it said that golf is a rich people game, not for everybody's. Something similar was in the last or in the before 15 years back. Credit card is like a rich people because we are from the industry. So company, this banks came, debit card, credit cards, they give everything to us to have a control on that particular part, to stop the fraud part, to get the credit cards details, to make sure that everything is up and running on that particular part. We'll see these cases on the upcoming slides. Ethical. Today I went for my driving license. Okay. I thought because from the last 3 years I was in UK, this is my wrong assumption. I thought it's a government part. I go for the medical and doctor was doing the medical checkup. So he asked me, okay, go and read these words for the eye vision. I thought I read anything, he will just put the stamping, but I was wrong. It took me 2 hours to get it certified. He says, no, you have a problem in your eyes. Do you have a specs? I said, yes. Go and get the specs and then read it again. This is what the ethicals were there. Because if being a human being, we're doing in the finance part, ye to mera bhai, he's my brother, he's my sister. We can do unethical things as well. To stop that, ethical part is there. I'm not saying that AI is 100% ethical. I'm not saying it's unethical, but it is something which is required to make the process compliance. Risk management. I see a chat that a lot of only few people are replied. I'm sorry to say that I'm calling you people. You're not people for me. You're respected teachers for me. So don't take me wrong here. From the audience, only few says that they are doing their own investment. They have a good knowledge in the finance, but to do this particular part, because nowadays hundred of companies are there, hundred of ways to do the investment. where to invest. That is what the risk management. Risk and investment I can club together to make sure that if I'm investing, I should have a less risk. To evaluate that particular part, I can do. If I say, okay, Tata is coming now with a new IPO, shall I invest? I have no idea. What I do, I just read one page and say yes. But if I have a good experience, I have some tool, some platform, some system, some machine, some intelligence, then it is easy for me to be evaluate the risk management. Then banking, to make sure all my credits, debits are in the sync. I have an end-to-end information. Banking is there. And last, human errors. We have a lot of wish, and human errors also one of the things. There's a saying in again Hindi. I'm coming. Insan galtiyon ka putla hai. This was the when I was in school. I'm sure that you also have this habit in your schools as well. In school, after the prayers assembly, there always a thought for the day. So that was the thought of the day for us in, I guess, 7th or 8th class, that insan galtiyon ka putla. It means a human being is like mistake man. He can do the mistakes because finance is something which is critical here. I have to be debit, or sorry, I have to be transfer 10293 to someone account. But if I transfer 20193, it's a big mistake. Almost double amount you're transferring it. So to sort out these problems, we need some mechanism. We need some system on this particular part. Okay, and here the actual thing which is coming here. Also, one thing, these all slides did not prepared by me completely. I read the text, I read the content, and then I get some sources on the different platforms and get copied it here. So very bluntly, very open here, because I'm a research scholar as well. So reading is a habit for me for the research. So I get my content, consolidate, and put it here. So I'm very open on this particular. Might be you see something. This is me. This is put it here. I'll tell that why this is be there. Okay. So what is generative? Relating to or capable production or reproduction. Generate करना, right? Like कहना ना कि पैसा पैसे को खींचता. Money brings money. That is a generation. Our grandparents, parents, we, my kids, their kids. It's a generation. It's a generative system, which is capable for the production. If you put a dining table in a house for 200 years, it will not reproduce anything because it is a non-generative. That is, it say, if you want to generate, invest. पैसा डालोगे तो पैसा होगा. More money, more risk. Okay. Sorry, more risk, more benefits. Okay. Then if I say generative, then what is artificial intelligence? Believe me, I'm a strong believer in this particular part. Nobody is intelligent than a human being. This artificial intelligence, which is given by us to the machines, to the systems, to do our work. This is what it said, the simulation. I remember in MCA, I guess 4th or 5th semester, we have a subject called simulation. Means something which is not exist or not reachable for you, but you simulate that particular part. And I still remember that before you go to fly something, you have to be simulate that environment. I was watching when I was coming from UK to India. I was watching a movie, Mission Miles Away. So there was a guy who tried for NASA 11 years. He got rejected, and in the next year he learned a lot of things, and they have a go for the good training. So this is what the simulation there. So simulation of human intelligence. May I intelligent too, and I'm giving that power to my machine. I'm intelligent. I'm giving that power to the machine. Okay. And if you use this particular part in the finance, this is what the topic we're going to cover. In short, as I say in the beginning, I asked that someone say it is artificial intelligence. Someone say it is used to be create text, images, music, and videos. This is what ChatGPT here. I can use it. I can create it. Different tools are available. You can use. You can create a text. You can create images, visuals as well. Now the question comes. I'm not sure that shall we go for these discussions for the generative AI? Definitely, For the making the slides little big, I put the standards as well. But why we need generative AI in finance? This is what the question here. The thing is that finance is always a crucial. I'm sure that if you watched or you did not watch, I recommend it. Go and watch the series of this thing, Scam 1992, Harshad Mehta. Very nice. Now think if AI is there at exist that time, will that scam happen? Might be, might not be. 1992, I was just 12 years old. But these are the use cases for us to be learned now. Because it is said, we learn from the mistakes, we learn from the past, we learn from the history. And this is what is be here. So traditionally, financial products are slow and expensive as well. Generative AI help to create it. So synthesize the data. If I say, let's take example. I'm sure that it's not a good example, but let me take, because being a storyteller, I have to pick up a lot of scenarios. How many times you see any garbage picker in the big garbage area? Definitely, if you go to Delhi side or might be outskirts, you see that small kids or the women's or the male gents are picking up the garbage from the garbage bins. Do you think that, or do you know that how they're picking up? They're picking only the selective things which they needed. Garbage is garbage is garbage. For me, it's a zero value, but for them, it's a earning. This is what it says here. Synthesize the data. A lot of data is there. A lot of things are there. But to take a decision, we need a synthesized data. Some same example or my better examples. Let's say in your family there's a marriage. Might be your son, grandson, or your sister brother marriage. A lot of things need to be done in the marriage. But we start with the proper format. We start with the proper concept. We start with the proper steps. This is what the synthesis of data, so that we can take a proper decision. AI need to be used to take the decisions, and also it help the financial institutes to get the potential problem. Now I give example in UK, in one of my family friend, they bring something kind of a what I can say chemical. I said, what is the purpose of that chemical? They say that now we want to bring or build our own biocompose. How you will do? See, we have a fruits, we eat the fruits and we put in the garbage. We have a big garden in the background. We'll put it there and make it and use in our flowers. Now, can you understand this thing? Can you understand this thing? This thing. The problem is that more garbage you send, you will put fine by the council. To overcome that problem, they start using these things. This is what the generative AI. I'm not saying it's a generative AI. I can say it's a AI. Definitely AI and the generative AI are the two different things. There's a different traditional and generative AI are the two different things. But now let's talk about the generative AI. Little facts and figures. Again, these slides I got from the sources. Generative AI is used in a lot of areas. 65% in IT, 59% in customer services, product development, sales. I guess in the last session, Pooja ma'am was saying that prompt is used to generate text and all the things. Being in IT industry, I can say we use the prompt to generate the code as well. Yes, we just write, I need a user list from the department table where a user is more than 2 years in a department, and I get a script for the same from the AI. This is happening now. But is this mean the developer's job is going to be over? No, it will be there. In the sales business, best example, you just open your let's say you talk to someone on the phone, on the WhatsApp. Believe me, within next half an hour, you start getting the ads on the YouTube for the same. सब सुना जाता है. This is what the sales development perspective. perspective. Marketing is there, and this is what our area. Only 31% has been used in the financing part. Finance, accounting, these two slash I'm putting here. Less, but in the coming years, it is going to be increased. Now let's understand what do you mean by the word finance, because finance is very big. If any uh, lecturer, professor, or might be, I'm sure that there are a lot of HODs as well in that part, or deans as well in this call. I'm sure when you talk about the finance, there's a lot of things in the finance, wealth management, stock trading. People love to do this thing. Insurance. I'm paying it insurance for my family because might be by the time it get matured, I'm not be there. Banking, your day-to-day routine lives for the banks, claims, insurance, tax management. Respected our finance minister, Sitaramanji. Everybody is cursing, but believe me, it's not easy for her as well to be make sure that tax management can be done. Might be they're using some tax management tool in the background to make it good. Customer KYC. I need to open credit card. Go to bank account. Put your details. Put the this thing your IDs. Done. Now to make sure, because might we have a question, Atul, you are speaking a lot. Do you have any samples, any use cases, any industries where this generative AI is using? Yes. So you can see these are the big financial institutes. JP Morgan Chase. They are using the natural language processing for the contract analysis when they do the contact with the customers or different clients. Wells Fargo. They're using the computer vision for document processing, your OMR sheets. I still remember for the competitive exams. To analyze that, Wells Fargo is using that. Goldman Sachs for trading the predictive models, where because they're investing it, where they should invest. We just investing in the thousands or maximum lakhs, but they're investing in the millions and billions. HSBC, a virtual assistant, like your chatbot kind of things. PayPal for the fraud and the risk management, and your I guess it's a Santander Bank. Yep. They're using the robo for the advisor. I want to invest 1,000 rupees. Where I should go? It has some sort of questions and it is giving you the option. Then you can take a decision. Okay. So because until unless we are not sure, is it actually used by the industry? Is it actually used, or just a session? Let's go and enjoy and have a cup of coffee and samosa in this evening and enjoy this session. Definitely yes, but coming from the industry perspective, I would like to be present these use cases as well. And now facts and figures, because this is what I learned from my doctorate journey till now. Research is all about facts and figures. Might be after this session, out of 147, only 7 people says, no, Gen AI is not good for finance. And 140 people say, yes, Gen AI is good for the finance. So these are the facts and figures. And also, if I want to sell something to you, I have to be convince you. And how will convince? By the facts and figures. Same examples. No offense, but ladies get convinced with the other ladies when someone says, "Arey, haan, you can go to the market and go this shop and get this one. It's very good." Because facts and figures. So 35% of companies worldwide reporting using AI in their business operation. 50% planning to incorporate AI technologies in the different meanings, in the different ways. The business is going to be 340 billion annually. And these are the limited facts and figure I'm saying. If you search on the Google, if you search on the chat GPT, you will get a lot. Then 17% of financial institutes are expected to adopt AI in next 1 to 3 years. Means these are only 6 examples, 17%. And 70% are using machine learning for their daily operations. Okay, let's take a break now. Okay, because it's like 40 minutes for me, I'm speaking a lot. Be true on your part, because as I say, that we human has a lot of tendency to be change our thoughts, views as well. How many of you think till this part I should get a cup of coffee and then continue with the session? How many of you think that no, I'm getting bored here, let's get up and have a coffee? Be open. I because I already have my coffee and everything, so I'm done. How many of you think that let's have a coffee? Session is interesting. Going to learn a lot of things, but coffee is required here. How many of you think? My God. Okay, how many of you believe that Atul, let's stop now and I need a good dinner? Already had it. Yes, sir. Anybody else? Might be from the institute, the host institute. Might be Shobha ma'am. What do you think? Sonia ma'am, what do you think? It's a need of the tea, coffee now, or directly go for the dinner?
No, sir.
Okay,
We'll go for the dinner later, sir.
later. I know that it's another 3 days. The dinner will be definitely near about 10 o'clock for you. I'm winding up everything, sharing the feedback form and everything. Yep. About to have a dinner. Just wait for another, I can say 30, 40 minutes more, Krupajit, and then you can go for the dinner. Okay. And I'm sure that respected ladies are here. Now, this is a time to take a benefit. Tell to your husbands, please go and make a good dinner for me. I'm learning it a lot and I'll tell you the stories later on. Okay. So now let's come on this particular part. Again, facts and figures, AI in financial business worldwide, 2022 and 2025. And these are the areas, these are the use cases, these are the domains in the financial institutes, in the services where AI can be used, like NLP, LLMs, recommender systems, portfolio optimization, fraud detection, algorithm trading, conversation. Means this percentage says that in the world, if you are using AI, these are the backbone technologies, techniques, methods, schemes, or the what I can say services used from the AI perspective to enhance the financial services experience to the customers, to the business, to the market. Okay. Yes, this slide is not prepared by me, 100% copy paste. Now the question comes: is Gen AI is alone? Because someone mentioned in the chat artificial intelligence. Gen AI is not alone. Again, I'll pick up words here. What on the proverb here that from drop and drop it become a big sea. बूंद बूंद से सागर भरता है. Single drop can't do anything. अकेला चना क्या भार फोड़ेगा? When you put bricks and bricks together, you can make a big mall, big hall, big house, anything. In the same manner, Gen AI is not alone. He has some friends, or might be she has some friends. The first friend of Gen AI is machine learning. Gen AI is an interface. I'm intentionally coming on this part because I want to make this interactive session. Okay. So Gen AI say that, okay, I am a machine, but to produce the data, I need some support in the background. Who will help me to learn? Who will help me to grow? And that is what the machine learning come in the picture. Machine में data डालो, machine अपने आप learn करेगा. But how do we learn? You have to put some algorithm, you have to put some formulas, you have to put some predictions, you have to put some analysis on that particular part. Then it will work. So if you say Gen AI is alone, no. Gen AI, the first friend for Gen AI is machine learning. It is hidden in the Gen AI. So in the background, machine learning is the key here. Who else? Computer vision. Like, as I say, the document extraction. As I say that in the beginning, I'm working the ServiceNow ecosystem. Okay. And in ServiceNow, we implement ServiceNow for the customers as well, who are dealing in the what I can say, field service management, where your agent go to the customer house, get signed all the bills and everything, and he send the these bills to us back, and then we realize to bring that particular bills in the system, we can use the computer vision. This is also is the important part for the AI. Because if you say text, AI can generate text images, then I want that AI should read the text and images as well. To read that particular part, computer vision is the technology which has been used in the background. And it can be used for document extractions, bills, invoices, your customer KYC. I give you the one beautiful example and live example as well. So recently I was there was a rule came in the UK that our, like we have Aadhaar card here in the UK, we have a BRP cards, that is a biometric cards here. So either you are a citizen or you are the people like us who go for the job there, we got a BRP card, and now UK government is closing the BRP and they're going for the e-visa. Now the technology is so fast for them, their BRP has a chip, and I have to be just put my phone on that chip and it read all the data. This is what document extraction. Within a seconds, it get every detail of my BRP, my name, date of birth, my travels, and everything is there. This is what the document extractions, and put those things in the form as well. But the only thing is that document extraction work for a standard format. If today you have 4 columns and tomorrow if you bring the 5 columns, so we have to be design the new model for that five field form. Home field form will not work. Then for the claim processing, insurance claims, quick processing, it has been done. And the last, natural language processing, NLP, key here. This is what the session we already have in the, I guess, yesterday or day before yesterday, NLP. I don't know the coding, but I want and I know normal English. This is what I guess Pooja ma'am can say. NLP means like writing a prompt. And how you write a prompt? In the normal English. This is what the NLP. When the system understand your normal English and give you the results what you're looking for is the key here. So in the AI, these 3 things work together. Machine learning, computer vision, and the NLP together. Prompts and other things are the part of this particular stuff. So I'm not adding that particular stuff here. Like, again, simple example. And this is what I actually have use this particular thing. So recently I joined a new company. So they give me the MacBook. From the last, I guess, 15 years, in the 16 years in the industry now, I'm using the Windows systems only. I don't know the Apple products. And I put a call to the Apple store. Believe me, I need to just do the speech inquiry. I want to know how to delete the app from the MacBook. And answer I got, I'm not a human being, I am a machine. Let me search these things for you. That robot, that machine, understand my NLP. Go to their database and bring the responses. And then give me the responses in the speech format. This is what the AI here. And I'm sure out of 150 people here, 95% already have experience of this thing. IVRs. If you call to any customer care, any banking customer care kind of things, we use this IVR. And now, sorry, one more is that Robo. Robo is kind of your robotic process automations to schedule something. If you have anything which you have to be do every time and every, what I can say, every day, every hour, you can build a format. You can build a robo. You can build a logic. Believe me, these robots and things are nothing. These are the logics only in the background. ये सिर्फ दिखने में अच्छा लग रहा है. इसके पीछे in the background, it's all about the logics. Might be anybody in this group having a good exposure in C, C++, Java, Oracle kind of things, Python kind of things. You can define the codes and this is just an interface. So robots also used nowadays to give the help to the human being in the finance area. And now few examples of this one, like Gen AI might be just to be understand that what are the key components in this particular stuff. So NLP chatbots and the virtual assistant, you go to any website, you will get a pop-up in the back in the side. Hi, I'm a virtual assistant for this one. How can I help you? Generative adversarial networks, synthesis of financial data, testing algorithm, so that the customer should get the right format only. Variational auto sort of at auto encoders, VAs, which is called, for the risk assessment it has been used. Might be these are these sessions are like a 5,000 feet for everybody, including me as well. But intention is to give a little bit more understanding about these things. Okay. And now the practical use cases of the Gen AI. Let's discuss this particular part. So we're done on the 54 minutes of this session. Approximately 30 more minutes are there for me, and then we go for the QA. Okay. The first case on the broader level for the personalized banking. I know many of us still afraid to share our financial data with machines. पता नहीं क्या होगा, कैसे use होगा. But if you think that institute, the financial institute providing you this system, which is accurate and have a privacy, I'm putting the privacy and security in the brackets, then you must share that part and you will get the personalized banking. Your age of 40 now, you should invest these many amount for your retirement on the daily basis or the this thing monthly basis, yearly basis. See how these things get changed. Did you know that insurance company never say that you have to invest or you have to do the insurance 5,000 or 10,000 per year? This is 1.35 rupees per day. How clever they are. अरे 1.5 रुपए की तो चाय भी नहीं आती आज में. This is what is the AI says. Then for the fraud detection, the AI model has been set up. I'm sure that when I landed to the Delhi this time, I called to my father that I landed and I need the cab number as well. I am getting a cyber alert. If anybody call you that your well-being is not good, need money, or someone asks you the OTPs, don't share. To block these things, we have a AI on this particular part. I know practically I can say AI is not getting well used for the human benefits. It is getting used for to make human more painful. But it's not like that. At the few places, the financial institutes are using this for the fraud detection. Take example that if in 1992 when Harshad Mehta did that case, if AI was there, might be that case was not happened. Then process automation. If by any chance you met an accident, your claim take 40, 50, 70 days, 90 days, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. But now these things done in a quick manner. Today I need to go for my driving license renewal. And I was surprised that in the last 20 years I was using the manual system, and today everything done in a 4 to 5 hours maximum. Submit my application, it put in the records, record number get generated, go to this thing, what I can say, medical checkup, submit this, done. In a few hours, automation has been done. Single page I just take to different offices because they want to verify the person, deal done. This is what the process automation. I got a message as well. Your DL has been approved. It is one for the printing. Underwriting decisions. This is mainly for the financial institutes. They want to invest in the big brands. For that, it has been used. So now let's go a little bit more. And when we talk about the finance as a domain, we are talking about banking, corporate financing, capital market, fintechs, and insurance. Again, not prepared by me, this slide. Okay, but AI is not only used in the banking. AI is used in these areas of financial institutes as well. Multiple part, and you can see that for the banking, fraud detection, customer services, process automation, in the corporate financing, capital budgeting, portfolio optimization, due diligence, compliance, in the capital market, stock projection, investment planning. Because the only problem is that nowadays we have a lot of data, a lot of hell of data. It's not easy for a human being to read analysis and then give a inputs, and we need the machines to help us. Loan sanctions, investment management, apply loan for the 5 lakhs by sitting at home. Go to icic.axisbank.com. What is this? This is what the AI, because it will check your credit history automatically. You have to just put your PAN card number, your Aadhaar card number, link it, done. This is what the case. And finally, for the insurance, credit scoring, claims management, fraud detection. So fraud is one of the key area for everybody, क्योंकि वो तो हर जगह होता है. Problem तो यही है. Might be, I'm giving a very wild thought. Might be after 30-40 minutes when you get the feedback, you can put, don't bring Atul in this session again. It's a fraud, because he did not share the information which you were looking for. So fraud is happening everywhere. And now just take example of the stock trading. Multiple softwares are there. See, if I come back again here, the crunch of next 5 to 7 slides are only one. We as a human being build these softwares. We get the data, synthesize the data, massage the data, put in a format, put in a framework, put in an algorithm, and then we're using it. This is the key point here. Up AI ka koi bhi application, you can sorry, you can pick up any area of AI, healthcare, finance. Now you have sessions for this weather forecasting as well. It's all about the data. और data पे दुनिया चल रही है. Okay, so what this do in the stock trading? If you see, this is what the concept here. Sorry. So it says if you are using Gen AI for the stock trading, number one, you reduce the research timings. क्योंकि data है, system will go there. What system is? Machine learning. Machine learning will go there and get the results. And how this format they follow? Data. Market data, historical data, audience sentiments, company data, corporate, any data you can get it. So if I give example, definitely you are teachers here and teaching for a long time in your institutes. In the 5 or 7 days of the course start or the semester start or the classes start, you come to know that what type of batch it is. Why? Because you have a data like this. Then we use this data to make a model. We can use the neural networks. This is what is mentioned here. Patterns designing. कल बारिश हो रही थी, आज भी बारिश हो सकती है. No. It's not like that. No. I'm just giving example. One of my friend, whenever I invite him for any of the function in my house, he always come late. And he will come late tomorrow as well. This is what the neural network. You are designing the patterns. This person pattern is like this only. You design the decision tree. Like when you're booking a flight, if you put your age, let's say you are booking I was booking a flight for my kid. I did not put my name. I just put his name and his age. I got a message. He's under 18, he's under 10, he can't fly alone. Please contact to the airline to get it done. This is a decision tree. So if you want, you can create the multiple models on that particular part. And then execution. यहाँ पर learning होती है. Might be this is my first session of FDP. The feedback which I receive from you will help me to be learn. And believe me, because I'm also in the part of that WhatsApp group, if you are getting a feedback and you all are respected teachers here, more experienced than me, more knowledge than me, you see the more world than me, please share your feedback truly so that it can help me to improve. And I'm happy to accept the negative feedbacks as well. It's not like I get it edited, oh my God, someone says like this, उन्हें नहीं कुछ पता था, मुझे तो सब पता था. It's not like that. So more good feedback, more feedback you share, that will be help me. And in this execution, speed, frequency, size of order, कितना रन करना है, कैसे रन करना है, कितने frequency पे रन करना है to get the more accurate results. I was watching a reel, practically speaking, on the Instagram. So that person give example that Asian Paint buy the computers, like kind of a supercomputers, approximately in 2000, 1997 or in 2000 sometime. That was it cost 7 crore rupees for them. The reason being because they want to increase their sale. By using that computer system, they come to know every second that where the product is get sold and why a product is getting sold more in that area. Is any festival, any function is coming, any government function, something is there. So your execution use this thing and then you monitor it. Like a lot of people put a bet on the IPL 2020 cricket matches. आज तो चेन्नई सुपर किंग जीतेगा, आज धोनी इतने मारेगा क्यों? Because they have the models in the background, Dream 11, something like that, and we people are putting the money on that things. They are using these models only in the background. So you see the performance. I will say my pattern is good if I get 75% results from this particular algorithm. And what is the benchmark? I'm sure for every institute there's a benchmark that in my institute 75% students always got 80% marks. This is a benchmark. But aa kitne rahe hain? That is a performance. And then machine do for the self-adapting. Performance is less, but benchmark is more. Something wrong. Let me go and improve it. And for that, it will go back to the data. Every day data is coming, every data is coming, every data is coming. More data is coming, and this we're doing. As I say, many doctors are here. In your time, when you did your PhD, or might be someone doing the PhD as well, we do the surveys. What that means? We want to get the data. On the basis of data, we run a model, and then we see that my hypothesis is correct. Sorry, not correct, supported or unsupported here. So these are the softwares or AI stock trading software which use this particular format. Gen AI text management. Again, not by me this slide, but yes, I did this particular research. Text is a key. I remember that my neighbor was a CA and his expertise in the text management only. I say, tell me one thing. I'm just a middleman and in the job only. We don't have any purpose or any way to save our text. Then why government is bringing these particular things like machines and AI in the picture? He says you are a very small person in this economy, but you're a good contributor. But there are the people who are doing the tax saving by illegal manners. This is what the fundamental says here. Analog awareness of AI. So this is the maturity level, I can say. Business rule matching, tax control, risk qualification, and finally digital auditing anomaly identification. कुछ गलत तो नहीं हो रहा है. That is the key. Let me see if I have anything in that. Yes. So we'll come back on this particular part. So we are going, the maturity level is data insights are crucial. Again, to make these machines, to make the text management used, we need the format. I fill my ITR, it get approved within 1 day. But when my father fill an ITR, it get approved in 2 hours. Why there's a difference? We both fill in the same time. Why there's a difference? Because AI is running in the background. It check. He's already 70 years now. His income is this. He already retired. The background, the previous data, the previous ITRs, he's feeling like this. It's good to go. But this person is Atul Grover. He's a working professional. He has this last year. He has this much amount, but this year is this much amount. It means there are chances he is doing some illegal manners here. Then it may go for another model as well, and then it get done on this particular part. So first, business need to be decided that what they want to validate. And believe me, it is not like that. AI है तो सब हो जाएगा, नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, ऐसा बिल्कुल भी, this is not the case that AI is do everything. No, we have to see what need to be done here, and then if the discrepancies come, then there's a dedicated team to data scientists to handle the AI system. People like you and me, how much we earn in a month, how much we earn in a year, and we have no space to make the tax illegal things, because in practical हमारी सैलरी तो वैसे ही कट के आती है, पहले टैक्स कटता है, then it get credited in my account. But in the background there's a large companies, institutes, organizations, industries who have this habit to be plus minus with the taxes. So when the pattern did not match completely, then the teams are there, data scientists are there in the background. So here AI need a data scientist as well, and once they get a right pattern, I give one more example just to be clear on this particular part. It's not a AI related, but it's an example to be linked that particular part. Whenever I travel from UK, every time when we go for the security check, my bag always go in the other part. It means you have to be manually open that bag and they will check it. And it is not done by human being. It's done by a machine. If that machine finds something wrong, it pushed to the left side, and then the security people come and say, whose bag is this? I said, okay, it's mine. Open this bag. He see, okay, show me this thing, and then find it. It means something, this intelligent transformation is there. Once your problem statements are there, you have a control, you have a mechanism on this particular part, and you have a background team. Because ऐसा नहीं है कि एक बार बन गया तो सब सही है, ऐसा कभी नहीं है. No, it's not like that. If you're thinking that AI will take the financial jobs, no and never. We need the human being to make it work always. And then intelligent transformation is there. So we are moving from here to here. Transforming from extracting data insights to operationalize AI is a huge step. Scams जो पकड़े जा रहे हैं, I'm sure that it's not that much what we can discuss here. But again, few scams can be identified easily with the AI. Tax savings illegally, it can help. And to do this particular part, you can use the robotics as well. Now, if you just put your Aadhaar card number, you can get everything, can be get it. Your passport, your family card, your ITR, everything can become in the picture. To do this particular part, we have a robotics on the place, which can help us to do this particular part. Last year, Atul did a ATC for the 1,000 rupees only, but this time he done 1 lakh. Something wrong here. From where he get the money? The robot can check in the background, because in the ITR everything has been linked. It can be checked. It can be done easily. So by this way, it can be help us for the fraud detection. Plus, it helps us to increase the user experience by quick approving the ITS kind of things. And fundamental is same. Sense, think, act. There is a complete fundamental. I'm sure that these 3 words or these fundamental you will see in upcoming sessions as well, because AI has only this fundamental. Sense, like a data. Think, you can put the machine learning. Act, you can put the robotics. So for the sensing part, NLP is there. For thinking part, you have machine learning here. For the account classification, and for the acting part, you have the robotics is there, which can work for you. Then the claim processings. I was happy to see that today, in a single day, my DL work has been done. Otherwise, it take minimum 15 days. One day you go, submit the application, then get attested, signed, then it will be happen. Because nowadays, again, I say human being. Sure, Nisha ma'am, I'll send it to you, this link, or might be I send it to Sonia ma'am, might be today or tomorrow, and then you can get it from there, because it has a lot of good slides to pick up from there. And I just pick up 15 or 20 slides, but it has more than 140 slides at all for the financing part. Okay, so I'll share with the Sonia ma'am, and then you can get it from there. Okay, so we are the same. As I say, we as human beings are greedy. Why? कहीं से भी कुछ भी करके पैसा आना चाहिए. That is a fundamental. But I'm not saying that everybody in the same category. हल्की सी गाड़ी, if you met a small accident, you just call to the insurance claim. अरे वो तो मेरा दोस्त है, सब हो जाएगा. It is unethical. He is my friend, सब हो जाएगा. It's very wrong. So this is what have to be seen. Earlier what happened? All manual process. Form लो, पढ़ो, भरो, photos होंगी, everything has been done. But now with the AI based all claim processing done quickly. So you can say human, automation, AI. See, automated loss message to the insurance organization. As soon as you file the claim, in the background, it read the information and say, okay, this much claim is expected. Then you use the AI. What are the key areas in the processing or the claim form? Then you use more in the AI to get the extractions. कहाँ हुआ, कब हुआ, सीट बेल्ट था कि नहीं, photos, you get the photos as well. So claim sensitivity. I guess 3 or 4 years back, if you met an accident, by God grace, it should not be happen to anybody. But in case you met an accident, you get a claim. But then the insurance company put a rule, and I guess it's approved by the Supreme Court, the High Court as well, that if the driver is not wearing the seat belt or the helmet and had an accident, no claims will be given. So these key points is done. And also, why I see claims severity classification based on the deployed AI models, and it is extracting the information which the form which you filled. कहाँ हुआ? There are, might be, if you're in Delhi, there are some areas which are accident prone, and there is a limit of the speed as well. But if you're driving more than that speed, you are gone. Might be you get not a claim as well. Okay, so we can use this particular part there only. And again, simple flow chart. This is the example which I learned, and surprising part is that if you know about my qualification, I done my +2 in the BCom, sorry, in the commerce, then I done my BCom, and then I done my MCA. A very deadly and boring combination. And this is the first topic which I learned there. Flow chart. A step-by-step execution of a work is a flow chart. And this is what it's showing here. I'll not go in the deep because I just have 15 more minutes, so I'll try to be complete quickly. Then fraud detections. Very basic case you can see. क्योंकि दोस्त है ना तो चल जाता है. When AI is there, it is tough. And you can use this thing, misrepresent of action of the claim. Identify fraud by insurer. Suspicious activity. I tell to my parents, don't share your ATM pin. Don't share your ATM card with anybody. If anybody call you and say, hey, your son had an accident or he needs some money, can you transfer it? Don't do anything. This is what this part. Fraud detection. And this is not only this case in the insurance. The fraud detection happen anywhere. Credit cards में होता है. Credit card लिया, गुम कर दे, किसी और के नाम पे लिया, काम खत्म हो गया. That's the wrong. To find out these particular things, AI can be helpful here. And you can put the rule-based fraud and the AI-based frauds. Sorry, AI and machine learning can help you detect the fraud, and this is the rule-based. Human analysis होता था यहाँ पे. अब ह्यूमन को क्या पता कहाँ हो रहा है कैसे, बट मशीन को सब पता है क्योंकि मशीन इज दिस व्हाट वी हैव क्रिएटेड, एंड दिस मशीन इज यूजिंग द मशीन लर्निंग. Again, the algorithms are their important part. Then the customer details. Today, if you go in any of the mall, shopping mall, you will find these things. सर आपको क्या चाहिए, आप यहाँ एंट्री डालिए, अपने डिटेल्स डालिए, you will get everything. Customer detail. I want to open a bank account. I'm a working professional. I have an age of 29 years. Can you suggest me what I should do? Shall I go for the FD? Shall I go for the recurring deposits? Shall I go for the saving account? Shall I go for the current account kind of things? This is what helpful for you. People like you and me, except few who already have this information, who don't know about the financials, this is the good place for them. But the only thing is that we have to faith this. And last, you can use the AI in the banking. Front office, your ATM machines. Middle office. Now, how many of us go to the bank for a deposit? I'm sure 90% people did not go for the bank for the deposit nowadays. Online transfer kar do. If you go in the bank, you not go in the counter, you go in the machine. Account number dala, note dale, count हुए, deal done. That is what the middle office and back office, sorry, which is like for the cyber security, transaction frauds, कितने transactions हो रहे हैं दिन में, क्या हो रहा है, कहाँ से हो रहा है, why this person taking a lot of money frequently, is it something illegal happen? Believe I have a case here. So I asked my wife to transfer some amount. Okay, she filled the form that the interface come. She filled the form. She filled the amount. She click on the OK, and at the OTP window she close it. And the amount was a 50,000. She did the same thing again. Fill the form, fill the amount, OTP, and close it. You will not believe, in the 2 minutes we got a call from the bank. Hey, is it my wife name is Srishti? Is it Srishti? Yes. Ma'am, we noticed that you have done 2 transactions, but you did not make it to the OTP. Is it you or someone else? This is what? Intelligence here. AI intelligence. And can you imagine, in world, how many people are using ICICI bank at that point of time for the transfer? And system is giving this information to us. This is what the benefit of AI. And to build your credit scores. These are the decision trees which you can use. But it comes with the challenges. The problem is that we have a lack of talent. अच्छे लोग हैं लेकिन इतने अच्छे नहीं हैं जो इस who can build this system for us. Data security. The series which I tell to you, Jamtara, is all about the data. My data is getting leaked. Now it's not a surprise for anybody. It is open for everybody. As soon as I land in India, I start getting call from the frauds like banks, and my Truecaller say it's a suspected fraud. How they get my data? Because there's no data security. Compliance. जब तक हम नहीं सही होंगे, चीजें सही नहीं होंगी. Compliance is required, and this compliance, I say, it's depend on the human and lack of standard processes. क्योंकि process common नहीं है. Every bank is following its own process. But how to enhance this particular part? To overcome this particular part, we need to be arrange the classroom trainings, social learnings, on-demand learning, so that people get understand that yes, this is good for me. I praise to that person who approved my deal today. Wow, that is super. I was in Doha the last week on the Friday. It will take only 20 minutes for me to enter from the airport and to go to my gate. Fully automated system. Scan your passport, stand in the front of the camera, done. Immigration done. Put your luggage, done. This is what, because we know this is the benefited for us, because we are industry, but we have to be trained, we have to be educated our parents as well. And these things are important for us. And benefits, जहाँ problems है, वहाँ benefits, if you convert that, become a benefit for us. But how to start? This slide is prepared by me, I can say. Okay. So it is not like that we can do everything or everything in a one go. No. Where do we start with the crawling? I'm sure there are a lot of mothers, grandmothers. My son is just 6 months and he start crawling. It means he's learning to move. So we have to start learning that, okay, this is something we have to be use it. Why everybody is using smartphone nowadays? Because everybody want to connect with the world. Might be not spending anything on Instagram or something, but still you want to be connected with the friends. You start crawling it. Then walk. 30% has been done. Let's enhance it. Then run. Might be today these FDP sessions are online, but I recommend if this will be in-person sessions, that will be more benefited. We can interact like-minded people, 100 of like-minded people in a one go, and then fly. This FDP will give a learning to the institute, the host institute, to make it better for the next time. Because they're saying we're in the crawling phase now. ये तो पहला session है, पहला season है. Next session will on the walking part. Next session will the running part. And might be after 3 or 4 years, we are fully mature. All sessions will be in person in the big auditorium with the proper headsets to give to everybody. This is what the concept here. Then, if you want to use AI, identify your needs, build your data, explore the resources, focus on the transparency, and start experimenting. But learn and grow. So this is what Atul Grover here. You can connect with me on the LinkedIn. This is my prime source. You can find me on the Facebook, but I'm not active on the Facebook. I'm not on the Instagram as well. For me, my Facebook, my Insta, everything is my LinkedIn. You can find me almost 10, 12 hours online on the LinkedIn. This is my YouTube channel, which I created for sharing the knowledge. It's mainly for the ServiceNow platform only, so you can get the ServiceNow. This is my top mate, something new where you can book a session for one-to-one. If might be you or your, it's really tough for me to say that you need to be connected with me one-to-one, because I need to be getting some knowledge from you, not vice versa should be there. But if you want to be connected with me for some other kind of a use cases, or you need my help, something on the industry perspective, you can connect with me on the one-to-one on the top mate. And then if you want to just have a fun, I have another channel as well where I just put the shorts for the traveling part. You can connect me on this particular part. And here is the feedback, results, question answer. One thing before I close it, doing the right things and doing the things right is AI. And this depend on not machine. This is not on the intelligence artificial. This does not depend on the anybody else. This depend on a human being. Only then we can make this particular AI, irrespective of any industry, you can make it as a right always. And here is the end. If you want to scan this code, you can scan it here, or I'll put my two links here. You can connect with the LinkedIn, and on my YouTube channel, I just put it here. If you still want to be scanned, I'm open here. And over to you for the question, definitely question feedback as well. And any thoughts for me?
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insights on role of generative AI and in finance. That was really engaging session, very insightful. And now the session is open for queries. If anyone has any query, please post in chat box or you can raise your hands.
And might be if the camera is unable for you, and if you want to be asked me on the audio, come on the camera as well. That is also good for me, because I'm talking to human beings, not to the machines, right?
Sure, sure.
Even though it's an AI, but we are talking to the human beings.
Sure, sir. We'll give the permission, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. And please fill the form, because Shubha ma'am put a lot of efforts on this part to getting the feedback form as well. You can give me personal feedback if you want. Connect me on the LinkedIn. You can give me the personal feedback on that particular part. That is also very good for me. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for coming online for a few seconds as well. That's motivating for me. And again, because when I go for the guest lectures, and after COVID, everything is coming online only. So I always request to my students, and definitely you are not the students here. I'm the student for you here, to come online so that I can see that to whom I'm interacting here. Good to see you, Sonia ma'am, after a long time.
Same here, Atul sir. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for a knowledgeable session. And thank you being available for us always.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I request all the participants to fill up the feedback form. Thank you so much for associating with us for the day. Thank you so much, Shobha ma'am,
Yeah.
for wonderful
Thank you.
engagement.
Yeah. And ma'am, definitely Shobha ma'am, thanks to you because sitting on a one place for the continuous 6 or I can say 4 5 hours and then take a break and then go for the sessions, coming with the speeches and introduction, it's really tough. Thank you so much for arranging all these things part. I can say, and thank you so much, Sonia ma'am, once again to you to consider me for this. Also to changing my session for the third day instead of the first day of the 13th of this one. I guess Dr. K has some questions here, ma'am. He raised a hand.
We have
Sir,
provided the
good
mic
evening,
to him.
sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
आप
sir.
you should call me Atul. I'm just student here. You are the sir, so just you can call me by my name. That will be more good.
Yes, sir, your entire session was excellent, sir. I
Thank
just
you.
want to share as a feedback, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And definitely, Anirudh ji, I already have a cake, and now I'll go and have a good piece of cake as well, and I'll take on your behalf as well. Don't worry. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Please
ma'am.
accept our heartfelt thanks and thank you so much for taking out your time for this session. We really appreciate your contribution.
Thank you,
And my
ma'am.
request to all the participants to please fill the feedback form and a big applaud for the participants as well. Thank you so much for staying so long. And for see you tomorrow for the next round of enriching session. So everyone, thank you so much. Good night. Enjoy
Okay.
your day.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Good night, everybody. Meet you all tomorrow. Thank you so much.